Hello and welcome to WCBN Sports live coverage of Michigan men's lacrosse. We apologize for some difficulties to start the broadcast. We're midway through the second period here from Ann Arbor. Wolverines down 7-2 to the number 2 ranked Fighting Irish. My name's Kelin, Flynn, alongside me Noelle Bencie in her first game on the headset for WCBN Sports. Really excited for her.
Happy to be here.
So, to start the game, Notre Dame up 7-2, 7:52 left in the second period. What does Michigan need to do to kind of right the ship here?
Well, I think they've, excuse me, they've come off kind of slow. Notre Dame has come out extremely strong, playing very tight in the defense, not allowing any gaps to open up within their players. So I think what they need to do is they need to start using more of the field. They're very tight on their offense, so using more of the field, allowing their men to move around, get some space to actually make a play, because a lot of it right now is very tight and close. So in order for them to get back up, they're gonna have to pull through with that.
Dobson with 2 for the Fighting Irish. He had the first goal of the game. Peter Thompson netted one for Michigan to tie it back up. Pat Cavanaugh with 2 as well for the Fighting Irish. His brother Chris Cavanaugh also scoring for Notre Dame. Quinn McCann and Jake Taylor round out the 7 for Notre Dame. Jacob Jackson, the second goal scorer for the Wolverines. And we're back to live action now as Thompson is at the point attacking. He'll swing it out around Michigan at the side of the net, back to the top. Attacking, probing that stout Irish defense. Prevents Thompson from penetrating. He'll head back out to the wing and rotate it around to the top. Bame trying to find some space. Rode inside, and that shot goes wide of the net. Cohen will chase to the back line, and Michigan will retain possession. Jackson with it on the far side. He'll make a move. Sends it back around to the X spot where that pass is fumbled by Bame, and Michigan keeps possession. Notre Dame really applying the pressure behind the net. Nice pass there. Shot goes wide. Good shot on net there from Cohen. 6:37 to play in the second period. Fighting Irish will send it to their goalkeeper, Entenman. And they'll slowly play it up the field. Long pass. And now Notre Dame will take over. That is Telvin with it. Telvin finds Dobson. Dobson's already put 2 back for the Fighting Irish today. They'll swing it around to the X position. Back to the far side with Chris Cavanaugh. Working it around, trying to find a crack in that Michigan defense. Dobson with it. Back to Cavanaugh. Just working it around. Right in front of the net. Shot scores. That's Taylor. Netting his second goal. Excuse me, his first goal of the game. No, second goal of the game for Notre Dame. And the Irish extend their lead 8-2. Taylor, with the last 2 goals for the Fighting Irish, puts Notre Dame up 6.
You know, I'm not really sure what the Michigan offense was expecting when they came and to play in Ann Arbor today. We knew that Notre Dame was going to come in number 2, and Michigan ranked number, I think, 20, in top 20 right now. So coming in, they were looking to have a tough game, but 8-2 is we'll see what they can do to get back up.
Carr had no chance at that one for Michigan. An excellent pass puts him right in front of the net. assist goes to Pat Cavanaugh, his 21st of the season. And Notre Dame has worked that lead up to 6. And they're going to keep fighting here. That's Simmons with it. Simmons being rode inside. Simmons going to fake a shot, send it back to Cavanaugh. Back out. Another shot, another score. Notre Dame has opened up the floodgates on Michigan.
You know, the Michigan team is starting to look a little bit deflated. You know, they're walking around, they're huddling, they're trying to find a play right now, but Notre Dame's coming in and absolutely dominating them on their home field. So
Jalen Seymour, his first goal of the season. Now that's 9 for Notre Dame. And again, Pat Cavanaugh with the assist there, 22nd of the year for him.
yeah, we can see that Michigan has 8 shots for 2 goals right now, and while Notre Dame has 10 shots for 9 goals, so we can see the difference in the ratio right now.
Whitefield to face off for Michigan. And whistle blows on the face-off. That'll be a penalty. And it looks like it'll be on Notre Dame. So Michigan's going to be a man up here. Good opportunity to try to get one back. 4:38 to go in the second period. It's Kelin to get things started for Michigan. And Mulholland now with it. Flip it along to the back in the X position. Wolverines working it around. Mulholland to the far side. That's a shot, goes wide. And Michigan's able to chase and keep possession. Working it around again is Michigan, and that pass is deflected. Great stick work by one of the Fighting Irish defenders to knock that one down.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a lot of turnovers from Michigan. You know, they're losing it right near the net. They're coming up the field, losing it for the face-off, losing it at midfield, always turning it back over to Notre Dame offense. So I think in order for Michigan to actually get back in the game, we need them to actually stop making turnovers and pick up the speed a little bit.
And Notre Dame, the number 2 ranked team in the country for a reason. Michigan held their own for a while against number 1 team in the country, Virginia, to start the season. They're in action. They were in action just a few days ago. And for Michigan, they're led by Zawada and Cohen. They just have not been able to get either of them going so far. Zawada only 1 shot. Cohen with a pair. Neither of them have scored. And the Fighting Irish maintain that 7-point advantage with 4:05 to go in the second.
Yeah, we see Notre Dame coming into Ann Arbor. This is going to be, in the 5 years that they played, or 6 it'll be, and if they are to win this game, it'll be the 5-to-1 ratio of Notre Dame coming in and dominating the Wolverines on their home court, or on their home field. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy in terms of energy for the Irish and the Wolverines together today. The Wolverines are, like I said before, they still seem deflated. They keep turning over the ball right when they're trying to make a play. So the game's picking back up. We'll see how it goes.
Action's back underway from Ann Arbor. Michigan trying to get something going here. It's Jacob Jackson. Flips it back to Josh Zawada. Zawada's going to make a run at the net. Flips it along back. Another chance here for Michigan. Shot on net is blocked away. And Notre Dame's going to look to clear here. They'll get it to Entenmann, and he'll have free reign to fire the ball as he chooses. Long pass to the middle of the field is received. And Notre Dame's going to walk it up the near sideline and get into their offense. Kavanaugh flips it up to his brother on the far side. Notre Dame just content to work it around. They've been so successful at just being able to pass through this Michigan defense. Here's another attack back to Kavanaugh in the X spot. Kavanaugh's going to flip it out. Back to Kavanaugh. Finds his brother, Chris Kavanaugh. Shot on net is wide. And Notre Dame just barely maintains possession there. Excellent effort to dive out, be the closest one to the ball. Quick shot is saved. Nice save by Carr there. Not really a great shot on net, and Michigan's going to have a chance to clear it. And now the Wolverines enter the offensive zone.
We'll see how Michigan does on this possession, because as of right now, they're lacking a little bit, with Notre Dame only allowing about 8 goals per game. So right now they're at 2-9. So we'll see how they do in this possession.
And another stoppage in play here. Michigan will take it from out of bounds on the back line. McCurry with it, trying to make a move along the back side of the net. He's shut down by a pair of defenders. Monty flips it back out. Zawada defended tightly. Flips it back. And this Notre Dame defense has been stifling, really just shutting off all these angles for the Michigan offense. That pass there inside, a nice cut. Zawada just couldn't connect with Bonomi, and Notre Dame will take over. Stoppage in play here. Looks like we'll have a timeout. 61 seconds left in the second. Notre Dame still up 9-2 over Michigan in a chilly, snowy day in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, we'll see them. I'm not sure if the weather's doing anything for them today. You know, it's heavy winds, heavy flurries right now in the stadium. So both teams are looking a little bit frigid out there, but maybe Notre Dame's more used to playing in this weather than Michigan is right now with the 9-2 lead. But right now we're seeing that the Kavanaugh brothers are kind of dominating the field today. You know, the two brothers have combined 50 points over the last 5 games. So Chris recording 26 and Pat totaling 24. So we'll see. They're definitely coming in and wiping the floor with Michigan, if you ask me. But we'll see if what Michigan has to offer in the next quarter.
The flurries have definitely picked up here noticeably. I mean, when we were walking over here, the flurries just started. They died down for a little bit. Right before the game started, we had a little turmoil. The fire alarm went off at the stadium, and so the start of the game was delayed by just a little bit.
Yeah, we apologize to our listeners who are coming into the call today for our late delay. You know, a lot of things went into play, so let's see how Michigan does against the Fighting Irish.
Not a not the smoothest start to WCBN Sports' first men's lacrosse broadcast of the year, but we're excited to hopefully cover as many of these games as possible in the spring. Obviously, our baseball and softball coverage is going to be extremely consistent, and we're hoping to get as many of these lacrosse games in as well. Here come the Irish. Just trying to find some sort of crease here. Wesleyan Griffin with it. He's defended as he flips it back up to the top. Just going to try to reset it here. Michigan coming all the way out with Van Wees. Try to put some pressure on Notre Dame. Wesleyan tries to spin away from his defender. Nothing doing there. Dobson with it. The crafty midfielder. His pass cannot be hauled in initially, and a nice save there by Carr. Able to flick his stick down and looked like he knocked it off the shaft. It really just popped out of bounds. Notre Dame will take it from the sideline. That's a shot ripped from the top there. Just goes high. 1.6 on the clock. Going to be tough for the Fighting Irish to get anything going here. Quick pass. Buzzer sounds. Both teams will hit the locker room. For halftime, as our score at the half is Notre Dame 9, Michigan 2. A big summit to climb for Michigan if they want to come back and win this one. We'll take a quick break and be back for second half action in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium from Ann Arbor. WCBN Sports live coverage of Michigan men's lacrosse is back from the first half. Wolverines still down 9-2. Just seconds away from getting our second half coverage underway. My name's Kelin, Flynn, alongside me, Noelle, Bencie. Noelle, Michigan in a deep hole in this second half. They've got to figure some stuff out if they want to get back in this game against the second best team in the country, the number 2 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of work to do, Kelin. You know, it's 9-2 right now, and Michigan has 9 shots right now, and Notre Dame has 11. And you can see the discrepancy in the ratios between shots and scores. So Notre Dame, if they win this game against Michigan, fingers crossed that they do not for the sake of the Wolverines. This will be their 12th straight win, marking the longest active streak for the men's D1 program. So they will be making their way, maybe to a national title. We'll see with the domination of Michigan today.
That's obviously a long ways away, but the road has to start somewhere. Third quarter action. And Rowlett wins the face-off for Michigan. He'll fire it back to Carr, and Carr will work it around. Michigan looking to clear here. Whitney with it. Flag has been thrown. And that pass took Cohen out of bounds. Just barely able to get it back in. But Notre Dame picks up the penalty. And so Michigan will play man up.
You know, the Notre Dame goalie right now is doing an amazing job stopping all the attempts that Michigan's tried. You know, he has 7 saves right now, whereas the Michigan only has 3. So we'll see how they do with the start of this next play.
Notre Dame down a midfielder. Lynch is in the box, and Michigan will look to take advantage. Cohen with it on the near side wing. Flips it back behind the net. Shot on net is wide. And Michigan will keep possession. Notre Dame going to have to play really tight defense here. Again, with only 5 defenders. They're going to have to play tight to the net. Michigan trying to work it around. Going for a crease. There's a shot there, and it is deflected away. Excellent stick save.
He had a great opportunity there. He was wide open on the right side. So he was wide open on the right side. You know, the Notre Dame is down 1 player, so they've been trying to compensate for the loss of their teammate with the tight defense. But right now, Michigan had a chance, and it seems like they didn't take it.
Zawada here. Gonna work it inside. There's a shot low, and it's blocked away. Michigan with another chance on the near side. Looking for something. Turning, firing back behind the net. And that pass. Just a little disconnect there between Thompson and Bame. And the Fighting Irish now back up even. Have it in their offensive zone. Gray with it at the big Block M logo in that center circle. Fires to Walker. Walker gonna flip it back. Kavanaugh back up. They're gonna swing it around. Chris Kavanaugh fires to his brother Pat Kavanaugh, and he scores it. Slipped it in the back corner on Carr, and Notre Dame extends it to 10. Faked high, went low.
Michigan seemed to be playing a tight defense. before the shot was taken. However, there was a little bit of hesitation when it came to protecting the goalie. So allowing Notre Dame to open up, or allowing Notre Dame to come in and score their 10th goal of the game. So
that marks a hat trick for Pat Cavanaugh, his 9th goal of the season. He's got 4 assists as well, 7 points. Stuffing the stat sheet is Pat Cavanaugh here in Ann Arbor today. And Rowlett able to win the face-off. He's been fantastic for Michigan in that department this year, as he's guided out of bounds by a couple of Irish defenders.
It comes to no shock that the Fighting Irish have come out so strong. You know, this isn't the first game where they come out ahead of their opponent. They waste no time jumping in early and getting the games off strong, creating hesitation and weakness to show in their opponents, and it seems to show for the Wolverines today.
And Carr able to block that one away, using the body there. Notre Dame trying to go quick. It'll be Pat Cavanaugh to send it in for the Irish. A couple of flags thrown there. We'll see what the penalty is. And it'll be on Michigan. And so Michael Fraschetti will take a knee in the box. And he'll have to await his 60-second penalty. So Michigan now down a man. Gonna have to deal with that potent Notre Dame offense. Handicapped. Telvin with it. Fires it up to Pat Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh brothers working it back and forth. Pat Cavanaugh with it. Finds his brother Chris. Working it back and forth. Trying to get it inside. There's a great shot opportunity there. And Chris Cavanaugh shoots and scores.
Again, Kelin, another hole in the Michigan defense. You know, looking up from the box today, you could see straight into the net from where we're at right now, and that is something that really has been harming the stride of Michigan today. You know, their defense keeps leaving those gaps open, has hesitation with their defense. They're not covering the men that they're supposed to. So allowing for those sneaks to come in and see straight into the goal. You know, the goalie's been really trying to do his best in what he's got, but right now Michigan seems to be lacking in that area.
Whitefield able to win another face-off for Michigan. And like you said there, Noelle, Notre Dame worked it around beautifully as there's a run at the net, a flag thrown. Entenmann able to secure the loose ball there, but that was a clear whistle. An excellent job kind of knifing through contact there.
Seems like the energy is like what is needed right now. You know, they're still trying to come back with an 11-2 fallout behind. So we'll see how they do coming back into this next after we figure out what the flag is on the play.
Bonomi was the one that made a couple of defenders miss and had a chance there, but he got hacked by a couple of Irish defenders. Fraschetti only 12 seconds left on his penalty, and so we'll be even for now. Both teams down a man, but then Michigan will take the advantage. Wolverines with possession, and it'll be Bame to get it started. Michigan content to just kind of work it back and forth along the near side. Irish up 11-2. 4 minutes into the third quarter. Now Michigan's going to work it around to the opposite side. Fake flip pass there. There's going to be a shot from Bame. Deflected, and Michigan scores. And that was a shot or a pass that looked like a shot. Excellent feed there. And Michigan puts another one on the board. That's the third goal of the game for the Wolverines. Bo Lockwood puts it in, and an excellent assist from Bame. His 16th assist of the season. Bo Lockwood's second goal. He was positioned perfectly just to the left of the net, and he caught it and flicked it in just one motion. Entenmann had no idea what was coming.
Yeah, we saw Notre Dame come in and have 5 unanswered goals in the last period and a half. So it's refreshing as a Wolverine fan to see them coming back and seeing the energy back in their game. You saw them scrambling for a little bit in the start of the third period. So we'll see if that energy can be compensated for the rest of the game.
And so Bo Lockwood cuts the Notre Dame lead to 8, but still a big uphill battle for Michigan. So Wada with it on the far side. Looking to find something here. Bame in that X position. Trying to make a move, still guarded tightly. Still going one-on-one here. Tries to slide it low, and it's blocked away, and he'll scoop the ground ball himself and get a second crack at it. And a couple of whistles blow. Our officials are going to come chat it up. Michigan will make a substitution. And so Notre Dame will be penalized there. That's Fake, who initially went to the box, and then they'll decide to switch it up. Officials discussing here with the coaching staffs of both teams. Not really sure what the issue is here.
A lot of tension on the field today for an 11-3 score right now.
And so it's Michigan ball, and the Wolverines will get a chance here. Bame with it on the near side. He'll make a move and go right. Attacking, tries to bounce it low. Nice block by Entenmann. Got his knee in front, and the Irish will clear here. Fake takes it all the way up himself, and so Notre Dame will make a couple of substitutions and get some of their LSMs off the field.
There we see Notre Dame slowing it down a little bit. Michigan is ramping up their energy, but Notre Dame is definitely taking a little bit of a step back when it comes to playing on their offense.
And here come the Irish, up 11-3, under 8:40 to play in the third quarter. Working it around with ease right now, just trying to find another crack. Pump fake there. That shot bounces off the post. Notre Dame keeps possession. Pat Cavanaugh, the first one there for the Irish.
You see a heavy man defense played right now.
And that pass sails high. Michigan will take over. Just an inaccurate feed there, and which is uncharacteristic for what we've seen today from Notre Dame. They've been working it around beautifully and created some real nice scoring chances off that excellent passing. Now here come the Wolverines. Under 8 to play in the third period. Michigan content to take a second, make some substitutions, and set up their offense. Zawada, he's going to make a run here at the net. Pull it back, and they'll fire it behind. Comes Bame on the far side, swings it up top. To Cohen. Cohen's going to take a shot at the net, and it bounces wide. Michigan keeps possession. Zawada, the first one there. Zawada goes along the far side. He's driven out. Fires it back. Tough shot, and shoots and scores. Excellent play there from the Wolverines. That was Clay that put it in off a fantastic feed. Excellent play design. Michigan created some space, and Clay just stepped right in.
You know, I think Michigan just needed to take a step back and realize that they're rushing a little bit. They needed to slow down and they took a little bit of a note from the Fighting Irish. You know, they came up the field, they slowed it down, they opened up their players, opened up the field, and found movement between their guys instead of having one person run the entire play for the possession. So it was a great effort for the Michigan Wolverines, putting the score at 11-4.
And that was just a fantastic feed from Bonomi. Did a great job of drawing in the defender, and then Bryce Clay stepped right up and secured his 4th goal of the season. Michigan wins the face-off there, and maybe getting a little bit momentum their way. Still a long ways to go. 11-4, Michigan down 7. Under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. Thompson with it. He finds Jackson. Zawada. Michigan just kind of working it around the perimeter right now at the top. Now Thompson makes a move. Trying to create some space, spinning, and he's warded off. Michigan just trying to go one-on-one right now and beat Notre Dame man-to-man. Cohen trying to attack, spinning a couple of times. And an excellent play from within the crease there from Entenmann. Cohen made his defender miss, got right in front of the net, and Entenmann just able to make himself big. Thwarts the attack.
You know, Michigan is finally, it seems to be playing to their strengths. You know, they return this season as one of the top attacking units in the country. So leading with Zawada and then by Cohen, we see that they're finally, it seems, coming together and playing as a unit rather than individually.
Irish with it. That's Chris Cavanaugh. He's going to make a move himself, going to shoot, and it's going to careen off the net. Go out of bounds. Irish maintain possession. 5:12 to go in the third quarter. Clock is still running. Scores 11-4. Michigan down 7 against the number 2 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And nice defending there from Darby, able to knock that shot off target. Kavanaugh attacking. Flips it out. Notre Dame passing well here. Trying to find some space. Those gold helmets glistening in the Ann Arbor sunshine as Simmons knifes right through a couple of defenders and flips it up high. And it slides right past Carr. That's the 12th goal of the game for Notre Dame. Jack Simmons puts it in the upper third.
Michigan's 2 goals in the third period were answered once again by the Fighting Irish, putting the score at 12-4. We'll see in the 4 minutes and 39 seconds remaining how the Wolverines want to come back and answer the goal that was just made.
Score is now 12-4. Fighting Irish on top. That's Jack Simmons' 6th goal of the season. And Cohen with some shifty moves there. Frees himself up, but nothing doing. Michigan just going to have to reset Lockwood. Zawada with it. Gets a screen. And a flag is thrown there. Zawada warded off by a couple of Irish defenders. A couple of swim moves there. Can't get anything for Bame. Inside, tough shot, scores again. Bryce Clay with his 2nd goal of the contest. He's been positioning himself well right in front of the crease there. And Michigan getting a little bit cooking in the third quarter. Just an excellent feed there, and Bryce Clay with his 5th of the season. Ryan Cohen flipped it into him nicely.
There's no denying that the Wolverines have exactly what it takes to match the number 2 in the nation, Fighting Irish. So it shows again that it seems we're going 1-to-1 on answered goals. So we're going to see if the Wolverines can keep up the momentum. I mean, the sun's coming out, so maybe all they needed was a little bit of sunshine to motivate them.
Timeout on the field. Michigan cuts the lead back to 7. Notre Dame's responded every time Michigan's been able to score one. Second half scoring opened up with Pat Kavanaugh extending the Notre Dame lead to 8. Then his brother Chris put one in, extending the Notre Dame lead to 9, made it 11-2. Then Michigan goes back-to-back. Bo Lockwood and Bryce Clay. Jack Simmons nets his 6th of the season for the Irish to put it back at 12-4, and then Bryce Clay scores his 2nd of the contest, 12-5 now where we stand. 3:44 to go in the third quarter. Irish up top. And Noelle, Michigan's really started to get it going in the third quarter after a second quarter which they were held scoreless. Have you noticed any big differences? Because to me it seems like they're just passing much better, and we've seen all 3 of their goals in the third quarter have come off of excellent passes to a player that's positioned themselves really nicely in front of the net, giving them an easy chance at a goal.
Well, I'll go back to what I said before, Kelin. There's a lot more movement we're seeing on the field. Before it was a little bit, they would be on on the near side, tossing it back and forth, not really doing much with their movement. They would maybe throw it behind the net, behind the goal, and have the midfielder chasing them. Not really allowing for anything, a lot of tight defense for the Fighting Irish. But now that we see they've come back, they've slowed it down, they're opening up, they're thinking, I think. They're not scrambling, looking at the score, which is 12-5. They're not getting inside their own heads, and they're working as a team. It's very apparent that the leaders on the field are telling their teammates where to go and positioning themselves in a way that is allowing plays to happen, which is exactly what we didn't see in the second quarter when the score got up to 9-0 or 9-2.
Now Notre Dame, they win the face-off, and they'll come right down and have a chance to strike back, which we've seen them do today. It was Hagstrom winning the face-off for Notre Dame. Irish spreading out the field here. They've got someone in every corner. And they're content to take their time looking to find a crack, a chink in the armor. Clock under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Number 2 ranked Irish on top 12-5. Couple of substitutions as Chris Kavanaugh checks back in and immediately gets a touch. Pat Kavanaugh with it. Finds Chris Kavanaugh. Chris Kavanaugh going to take a shot, and it's going to slide just wide. Michigan able to be the first ones there, and they'll get the defensive stand.
There seem to be a lot of tight goals going at it for the Fighting Irish. They seem to do low strikes through the side, so we'll see what they do in the next possession.
And Michigan's Bonomi there had a nice run, excellent stick check there, freed up the ball, and the Irish take over under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Seymour with it. Finds Chris Kavanaugh. Back to Seymour on the far side. Seymour going to make a move. Finds Simmons. Simmons. Back to Pat Kavanaugh. And it's back to Seymour. Seymour goes to the upper third again and finds success yet again. Right in the middle of the field, about 7 yards off the crease. Seymour catches, turns, and fires. No defender between him and Carr. And that's another goal for the Fighting Irish, 13-5.
Yeah, this is Jalen Seymour's second goal of the season, but putting the score at 13-5. Notre Dame has scored at least 12 goals in every meeting with the Michigan Wolverines in this series, and only allowing the Wolverines to reach double digits once in the last 5 of their meetings. So we will see if the Wolverines can at least break that statistic today and get to double digits against the Fighting Irish.
Jalen Seymour, second goal of the season, second goal of the game. He has netted 2 in this third period for the Fighting Irish. Again, Notre Dame strikes back 13-5. The current score from Ann Arbor is we're less than 60 seconds away from the fourth quarter. Irish going to move it around with Dobson up top. Dobson content to stand up there, biding his time. He's going to wait for Michigan to make a move. Under 30 seconds in the quarter.
More action today in the third quarter than we've seen in the first half of the game.
Dobson attacks Mirror and is able to get by him. Shot on net just to the right. And Pat Kavanaugh, that is the first one there for the Irish. Under 10 seconds to play in the third. Pat Kavanaugh going to make a move. Shot is wide as that ball screams out of bounds. 4.9 on the clock. Going to have to go quick here is Notre Dame. Kavanaugh's pass. Excellent feed. Gave Notre Dame a chance. He just rifled one across the field. Excellent pass. Dobson hauled it in and had the shot. Just couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was a great anticipation for goalie Carr to come in and see where the movement was leading in those 4.9 seconds left of the game. He didn't allow for the Irish to come in and just grab an easy one, putting the score to 14-5. He really held his own and made sure that he closed out the period well.
So through 3 quarters of play in Ann Arbor, the score is 13-5. Fighting Irish up top on Michigan. And they've been fueled by the Kavanaugh brothers that have done so much for this team all season long. Pat Kavanaugh, he has a couple of goals today. Make that a hat trick, as well as 5 assists. Pat Kavanaugh with just an overall dominant showing. 8 points accounted for by Pat Kavanaugh, and Chris Kavanaugh with a goal as well.
It's no doubt that Pat Kavanaugh is coming in and dominating, or at least leading his team to what it seems to be a domination over the Michigan Wolverines. You know, he's come in and he owns the single game points record at Notre Dame for the season so far, and I think for last year as well. So he's definitely coming in, and him and his brother have taken this team and to what it seems going to be a strong season.
For Michigan, it's been Peter Thompson that started off the scoring. Bryce Clay netted 2 in the third quarter. He leads Wolverine scorers with 2. Bo Lockwood, Peter Thompson, and Jacob Jackson have the other 3 goals for Michigan. And so we're back with the 4th quarter of play here from Ann Arbor. Whitefelt will face off for Michigan. And ground ball, both teams fighting for it. Notre Dame with possession. A scrum there, but the Irish come out on top. And now they'll get it started. Walker fires it back to Dobson. Dobson going to go to work. Able to beat his man. That pass looked like it was intended to go right in front of the net. Instead, it falls back to the X-Man, Pat Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh working around. Here comes Walker, fires back to Chris Kavanaugh. Dobson shoots it from the point, and he misses high. Pat Kavanaugh back there. First one back, and so Notre Dame keeps possession. Chris Kavanaugh makes a move on his man, gets by him. Looking to pass, nowhere to go. He'll just head back and reset it. Rips a shot and scores. Bounced it low. Slid underneath the stick of Carr. And Chris Kavanaugh puts in his make that 3rd goal of the contest.
You know, there's a lot of energy today in the U of M Lacrosse Stadium. We see almost a full stand to see the Fighting Irish number 2 against the Michigan Wolverines today. A lot of energy here, and I think that's what's fueling the Notre Dame's men's lacrosse team, because usually, I want to say, not every game has this big of a crowd. So,
and definitely a rivalry matchup between these 2 schools, as Whitefeld makes a nice play off the face-off. Nice stick save from Entenman. Zawada had a really good look at it. Loose ball, and the Irish able to pick it up. That's Pat Kavanaugh. And Notre Dame continues to work here. Flag flies. likely on the Wolverines, as Notre Dame will get to play to advantage here. Seymour going to make a move. Gets by his man, flips it to Kavanaugh on the back. And an excellent cut there. Simmons fills it yet again.
It seems as if the Fighting Irish have come in and closed whatever hesitation that they had, allowing for the Michigan Wolverines to come back in and take 3 goals in the third quarter. They're coming in fourth quarter early with 12 minutes and 47 seconds left and answering every single goal that was made back in the third quarter. So we'll see. We have a lead right now of 15-5 for Notre Dame. With a goal just snatched right now. We're hitting it face off right now.
Jack Simmons' 7th goal of the season. Pat Kavanaugh's 24th assist of the season. That will be the 2nd goal of the game for Simmons. Shot goes wide there.
It seems like
from Telvin.
Seems like Telvin came down very quickly. A lot of momentum, not allowing the Michigan Wolverines to come back and play defense. Had no pressure on him and kind of just threw an attack right on the goal and seemed to go high.
Chris Kavanaugh on the far side with it. Under 13 minutes to play here from Ann Arbor. Dobson gonna go to work. Finds a teammate. That's Telvin. Telvin content to flip it back to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh looks for a cutter, doesn't have him. Finds his brother. Irish working it around. Michigan defenders able to stave off that attack, and the Irish will reset. Pat Kavanaugh up top. Makes a move, goes by his man. Flips it backhanded and scores. Pat Kavanaugh goes behind the back and flips it in for the Irish. Oh my goodness.
We see 2 goals today within a 3-4 minute period for the Fighting Irish. You know, there was a lot of room around the goal and not much Michigan defense playing around their goalie, helping him out. You know, it seems like he's been having to play this one-man game with all the holes that are left in their defense, allowing for yet another goal for the Fighting Irish tonight.
And Michigan makes a switch in net. Shane Carsday is done. Hunter Taylor now defending the crease for Michigan. And that goal by Pat Kavanaugh was absolutely disgusting. Went right side and just flipped it behind his back, one hop into the left side of the net. Irish up 16-5, and that felt like a backbreaker. You could just see the deflation in that Michigan huddle after the goal. Another shot, and that first shot is saved by Hunter Taylor. Makes a couple of nice moves with the stick, and he's out and running, trying to find somewhere to clear it to, and he does.
Going back, that was a beautiful save by Carr again, running it up the field.
And a whistle has blown, flag thrown, and it looks like it'll be against Michigan. Coaching staff not happy about it. Sorry, it'll be on the Irish. And so Michigan will get to play man up. Under 11 minutes to play in the contest. 16-5. Pat Kavanaugh with a filthy behind-the-back score. The last one for the Irish. And the Kavanaugh brothers just putting on a clinic here in Ann Arbor. Zawada has it. They're working it around. Bame finds Cohen. Bame can't handle that one. It'll be scooped up by the Irish. Bame tried to ride him out of bounds, and that forces a bad pass. Michigan takes it right back. Here comes Bame. Finds his man. Michigan trying to work it around. And we've seen Michigan have a lot of success on nice, timely cuts to the net. All three of their goals in this second half have come that way, as there's a turnover. Irish will push it ahead. And Notre Dame content to make a couple of substitutions here before they get into their offense. Flurries have slowed down a little bit, but they're still present. About 20, 25 degrees here in Ann Arbor. Very chilly day in mid-March. But it hasn't stifled this red-hot Fighting Irish offense. They're continuing to work it around the perimeter. Dobson going to make a move. Going to work. He fires from outside and misses high.
One of the biggest things I see with the difference of the Notre Dame and Michigan offense is that Notre Dame is constantly moving. You know, they're jumping around, they're getting behind the basket, they're cutting, they're making plays. Michigan, they're standing, they seem very, very for lack of a better term, they seem very lax by the goal. Which is something that with a 16-5 lead it should be the opposite. You know, the Fighting Irish should be more aloof. They should be taking the back burner and not having the energy that they do, whereas Michigan should be electric. They still should be having that energy in them to keep fighting, you know, as Wolverines.
And Grant McCurry, he'll kind of limp off the field. Keep an eye on that. Irish going to continue to work it here. Under 9 minutes to play. 16-5. Michigan down 11 now as Notre Dame has continued their offensive explosion. 3 goals so far, less than halfway through this fourth quarter of play. Michigan's going to double. Got to recover quickly, and Irish can't make them pay. That shot misses high. And there's a ground ball. Michigan able to scoop it up, and they're going to go in transition here. Here come the Wolverines. Zawada flips it, shoots and scores.
That was a beautiful transition for the Michigan Wolverines coming down the field, scoring on the near side of the University of Michigan Lacrosse Stadium, allowing for the score to come up to 16-6. You know, the energy's back, but we'll see how long the Wolverines hold on to it.
Ryan Schreiber picked up the loose ball, flipped it to Zawada. Zawada makes the quick pass to Bame, and Bame finds the top right corner of the net. Slipped it by Liam Entenman. And Michigan has their 6th goal of the contest. Michael Bame's 16th of the season. Zawada's 11th assist of the season. And Entenman gets kind of tripped up in the net there on the shot. No harm. As we approach 7:30 to play, Bame with it. He's going to find Thompson. Thompson to Jackson. Jackson going to try to get by his man. Forced out wide. Some nice passing there. Nearly a chance for Mulholland. Just couldn't haul it in, and the Irish able to secure possession, and Entenman will look to clear. He does so. Irish looking to go quick. Behind the back pass to the X spot. Irish have been getting fancy late in this one with the comfortable lead. They've been trying to show off to this pretty full crowd we have here at the Michigan Lacrosse Stadium. Saw a lot of Irish fans that made the trip or are local in the area come out to support their squad tonight, as well as a plethora of Michigan fans supporting their home team. As there's a shot and a goal, the Irish just pouring it on Michigan. That was Gray that filled it.
Yeah, we now have a 17-6 on the scoreboard. That's a 11-point lead for the Fighting Irish today. Yeah, energy's dying, Kelin. Energy's dying for our Wolverines here, but they got a solid team. They create too many holes in their defense.
Notre Dame, the second best team in the country. Michigan kept it to a 4-goal deficit, 17-13 against the number 1 ranked Virginia Cavaliers. Not the same result so far here in Ann Arbor. Just over 6 minutes left to play. 17-6 is the current score. Here comes Notre Dame.
Let's see if they can close this gap just a little bit today, Kelin.
Westland flips it up top. And the Irish just content to work it around. Under 6 to go. Westland flips it back. Shot, score there. Notre Dame keeps on chugging. Boy, oh boy, is this Irish team relentless.
And it seems, they're coming off a little bit slow off the field today. Teams coming in, doing the handshakes, patting each other on the back, huddling together. Coach is trying to rally up his team.
And with that goal, I believe that was Fisher Finley that netted it. He hasn't. Excuse me, Alex Zepf was the one that filled it up for the Irish. 5:36 remaining. Now a 12-goal deficit for Michigan.
They started with the start of the second, or end of the second period. They were 9-2 with only a 7-point deficit, and now they're down by 12. So, what do you think, Kelin? What do you think caused this 12-point deficit in this last period?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I mean, Notre Dame's offense has just looked a lot more crisp. They've been passing really well and have not been stagnant. They've made some nice cuts, and it's really freed up some opportunities for some of their really solid players to make plays. As for Michigan, it kind of seems like down the stretch they've just kind of been a little bit deflated. And the Irish kind of pouring it on late here. It's a 12-goal game with under 6 minutes to play. The result is essentially decided at this point. Now it's all about just playing until that clock hits triple zeros. And Whitefelt draws the penalty during the face-off, so Michigan will take over. Bame finds Cohen. Cohen looking to make a move. Whitefeld hops off. Did his job as a face-off specialist. Shot on net is wide there from Justin Brown. Brown's had 12 shots this season, no goals though. Here comes Bame trying to work along the near side of the net. Being rode well by a couple of Irishmen. There's a shot that goes wide from Cohen. Under 5 to play. 4:38, 18-6 is the score.
We've got 5 goals for the Fighting Irish in the fourth period with 1 for Michigan. Let's see if their energy can keep up in these last 4 minutes and 31 seconds of the game.
And there's a shot and a score. Michigan puts one in to make it 18-7. All a formality at this point, though.
There's no doubt that Notre Dame University is number 2 in the nation for men's lacrosse. I guess it's evident to see the difference in offense for the way that our Wolverines are playing versus them today.
Isaac Aronson, with his 5th goal of the season, cuts it to 11. And so Michigan will be content to just fire it back and look to clear it. And that pass from Hunter Taylor tried to just move it along to clear it to Jack Whitney. And Whitney just couldn't quite get his stick on it. Irish take over with 4 minutes left. And a nice block there from Hunter Taylor. He'll flip it out to Whitney, who fumbles it again and is able to recover quickly this time, and Michigan clears successfully. 3:30 to play. That pass up high for Bame, and he's unable to haul it in. Irish. There's an Irish defender that's rode out of bounds, and so Michigan takes possession.
You can see the pressure coming off the offense from the Notre Dame defense. You know, they're kind of weaning back a little bit, accepting the fact that they are up 12 or up 11 now.
18-7 the score. 13-14 to play. And it kind of feels like both teams are just waiting to get to that final whistle. Most of the starters for the Irish are getting some free time on the bench right now. Both the Kavanaughs and Dobson are taking a seat.
Yeah, I think Pat Kavanaugh and I think both of them
well earned at that.
Yeah, well earned at that. But Pat Kavanaugh, you know, he has pretty good stats for this game. I mean, he's got 6
assists and 4 goals. I'd say that's pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. You know, he usually doesn't let up more than an average of about 3.2 assists a game. So you could say that he's about double for us against our Michigan Wolverines today here in Ann Arbor.
So we're just seconds away from getting out of this timeout. Notre Dame's back on the field. Michigan's still in their huddle. They're just about ready to break. Both teams back out on the field. A rough day for Shane Carr in net. Gave up 16 goals to 5 saves. Hunter Taylor's come in for the last 8 minutes of action and saved 2, allowed 2. against one of the top scoring offenses in the country. There's a shot on net from Justin Brown that goes wide. And off the rebound, Michigan able to work it around quickly. And there's a shot and a score. The Wolverines tacking a couple on late. And that makes it 18-8. Isaac Aronson, his second goal of the game, 6th of the season for Michigan. Under 3 minutes to play. 2:45 and counting. Michigan finds Aronson. Aronson's put 2 in late for the Wolverines. Justin Brown now with it. Brown's going to look to beat his man one-on-one. Wolverines going to flip it around to the backside. And looks like the Irish are going to be the first ones there. They'll take over. 2:17, 10-goal deficit separates Notre Dame and Michigan.
We'll see if Michigan can get to their average of 14 goals a game with this one. You know, it'd be very impressive against the number 2 ranked team in the country. So we'll see. Like maybe against their second string for Notre Dame that they'll be able to pull it off. Last minute and 54 seconds to go.
Under 2 minutes to go here in Ann Arbor. Again, Irish just they're keeping their foot on the gas. Don't have all the starters in, but these bench guys are really relishing this opportunity. Nice stick save there from Hunter Taylor. Under 90 seconds now, Michigan will clear successfully. And they'll bring it into the offensive zone. Looking for a crack. They've tacked a couple on late. Aronson's been the guy to do it as he checks back in. Michigan inside. That shot can't find the net. Justin Brown swings it around. There's a shot, bounces high over the net. Hertzberg had the look there. Loose ball, and it's corralled by the Irish. Under 30 seconds to play. Notre Dame has it. Michigan still playing hard. They're looking to get it back and make a run at it. But Notre Dame looks like they'll just be able to pass it around the outside here and let this clock wind down. That will be the case. Finley just going to hold it. 3, 2, 1. That's the horn. Michigan falls to the number 2 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 18-2 on a chilly, snowy day in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
We see the energy of the crowd today for the Fighting Irish. A lot of excitement for the 18-8 lead, you know. 18-8 win, domination over the Michigan Wolverines. We'll see where the season takes our Michigan Wolverines. You know, they fought hard today. They really did. They kept in the game. They did not let the deficit on the scoreboard dictate their energy or their drive to keep fighting. You know, a lot of turnovers were made. A lot of bad, stagnant plays. But, you know, it's early in the season, and I don't think this game is the one to dictate how it's going to be for the rest of the year.
Michigan 0 for 5 in extra man opportunities against the Irish today. The leading scorer for Notre Dame was Pat Cavanaugh. He netted 4, assisted on 6. His brother Chris Cavanaugh netted 3 as well for the Irish. For Michigan, the leading goal scorer was a tie between Bryce Clay and Isaac Aronson. They both had 2 for the Wolverines. Your final from Ann Arbor, 18 for the number 2 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 8 for your Michigan Wolverines. For myself, Kelin Flynn, and my partner today, Noelle Bencie, in her first game on the headset for WCBN Sports, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. And as always, good night and go blue.